Welcome back. Now let's look at your first healthy eating habit. It's all about eating slow. How simple is that, right? By practicing this one and only behavior consistently, you will be able to lose some serious weight. And yes, you don't even have to change anything you are currently eating, including your favorite piece of cake. Sounds too good to be true? Well, don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. You will not only lose weight, you will start to feel a whole lot better as well. Unfortunately, most of us eat our food way too fast. We do not take the time to sit and relax and often decide to eat while we work or on the go. And eating fast is most likely one of the reasons why you now have a few extra pounds you need to release. It takes approximately 20 minutes between your brain and your stomach to communicate with each other and let you know that you're no longer hungry and can stop eating. So if it usually takes you less than 20 minutes to eat your meal, you are most likely eating way too much and more than what your body actually needs. By practicing this behavior of eating slowly, you will become more in tune with your satiation and hunger cues, and as a result will stop overeating. You will know how much food you actually need to be satiated, so intuitively you will be able to determine your portion sizes, so no need to count calories or weighing your food anymore. You will know what it feels like to be hungry, so you will now eat when it's actually time to do so according to your own body cues, not because the clock says so. To be successful in practicing this behavior, you need to be consistent and patient. Therefore, starting with your next meal, start eating as slowly as you can and practice this every single time you eat, even if it's just an apple. After you have consistently practiced eating slow for at least 2 weeks, you should start to feel the difference. Don't give up. Continue practicing this behavior until it becomes an habit and that you don't even have to think about it anymore. And you will be so grateful you did as you start creating, of course, positive results in your health and your weight goals. Let's now look at how you can incorporate this behavior in your daily routine. My favorite way how I learned to practice this behavior was to use a timer. I actually used a kitchen timer, but of course any kind will do. So here's the deal. Next time you eat, time yourself to find out how much time it takes for you to eat your meal. This will give you your starting point. Then you want to add 1 to 2 minutes to the timer, and the next time you eat slower and you pace yourself and should not finish until the timer goes off. You then continue adding a minute or 2 to the timer every time you eat until it takes you about 15 to 20 minutes to do so. I no longer use a timer, of course, when I eat, but I can tell you that I'm always the last one to finish my meal. My friends tells me it's because I talk too much, but I can assure you that's not the reason. It's because I have learned to eat slow. Something else you can try is to put down your utensils after each bite and take the time to savor the food you eat. Feel the textures, the tastes, especially if you're eating your favorite piece of cake. You want to make it last. One of my guilty pleasures, and yes, I do have a lot of those unfortunately when it comes to food, but that's beside the point. One of those is my Haagen-Dazs cookie dough dynamo ice cream. This is simply heaven in your mouth and certainly not part of any healthy food list, unfortunately. So you can imagine that when I do allow myself a scoop of this heavenly delight, I cherish every single bite and let it melt in my mouth to the point that I have nothing left to swallow. So if that's not slow for you, I do not know what is. Another trick to consider is before you take the next bite, ask yourself if you're truly hungry and sit with that question for a few seconds. Notice how it feels in your body. To be honest, the first few times you try this out, you may not feel anything at all, and that's normal. However, over time, you will start to notice what are the sensations in your body when you're hungry or not. What being satisfied feels like for you. I can tell you that for myself, when I'm hungry, I feel a weird emptiness in the pit of my stomach. When that happens, I know that I have to eat. And I have probably waited too long before feeding my body. So to become more in tune with your hunger cues and to help you eat before you get too hungry and stop before you're too full, a really good way to visualize how that feels is to use a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you're starving, and 10 means you will need to undo the button of your pants. So when you ask yourself the question if you need that next bite, you should land anywhere between a 3 and an 8. Now it's your turn. Pick and choose any or all of the tips I just shared with you and start practicing this behavior of eating slow until it becomes a habit. Remember, consistency and discipline are your keys to your success. See you in the next module.